Hello and welcome back to another line reader tutorial. Today I'm pleased to bring to you a new technique. There you go. It's called the Kranuman. Yes, as with the manual, I did name it after myself. What can I say? My ego knows no bounds. So the Kranuman is basically a new variation on the cram your hand position. Normally both hands point forwards. In this case, I've managed to, through multi-lining with the new tools in LRA, I'm able to make it snap to a position where both hands point back. Now, if you take a look at this graphic, I've put up the other positions that have been discovered. So we have here the Sheldonial at the bottom, discovered by Sheldon, where you have both, well, in this case, you have the foreground hand pointing forwards and the background hand behind. On the right, we have the Burdual, also discovered by Sheldon. In this case, it's the opposite of a Sheldonial. I mean, ironically enough, he was trying to teach me how to make a Sheldonial, and we ended up with the opposite. So in this case, we have the background hand in the regular cramming position. It's invisible behind the body, but you can see the string above, and the foreground hand behind. And then we have the Kranuman, which I discovered, again, ironically, whilst trying to figure out how to make a Sheldonial. And in this case, it's just the complete opposite of a regular cram your hand position, with both hands pointing behind. So, on to how to actually make a Kranuman. So, let's turn on all the gizmos. You're going to want to get all these up. And you're also going to want onion skinning on. It makes the process a little easier with the multi-lining. So briefly how this works is essentially I've taken the nose and the two hands and multi-lined them in this direction in that frame, and then to adjust for the ricochet I've then multi-lined them that way a bit in the next, and that's enough to make them snap. So to do this, you're going to need to be able to isolate individual contact points in a cramule, which is something I briefly touched on in the cram flip tutorial, but I'll just show you a little quick way of getting these. Is you're going to make your line, then just make a really small line to be able to grab it. You can snap it to there with line snap, then hold Control Shift, and now you can just run it on that perfect x-axis and you won't come out of cramule and everything will be good. So grabbing some of these contact points can be tricky. If I zoom in here, you can see this is one of the hands. I couldn't tell you which one. And this is actually two contact points. They're just so close together it basically looks like one. So that can be a little bit tricky to grab. But helpful hint, the feet are both on the left hand side of this. So these two here are both the hands. So they should always be on this side. Another tip when grabbing these contact points, as you can see, this is what it looks like without. And once you grab it, you get that very slight little jump. Now you can use life lock to kind of grab it, but sometimes it'll life lock on something else. You can see there's other parts here. It'll life lock, maybe that's a different iteration or even a sub iteration that it's locking on. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get that little jump, and then you know that you've got it. So once you've grabbed those, I'm just going to take all these multi-lines off, so I can show you how it works again. The first thing you're going to want to do, let me just break my own work. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, once you've grabbed all of these, if I haven't mentioned that already, make sure you grab all of these contact points that you need in the first iteration. So then you're going to go to the next iteration in the physics momentum. So what you're going to want to do now, in momentum tick, you reach back to this previous frame. You're going to grab one of these hands, just keep multi-lining it backwards until you see, boom. There you go, that's one hand. Now we're going to do the other. It's pretty self-explanatory. There you go, boom. And now because we have yellow line here, because the string is too far away from the hands, so all we have to do is send it back until it's happy. And make sure with all of these that you only do the minimum amount possible. This is because it gives you a lot less to tidy up in the next frame and just makes everything more survivable and easy. So now, as you can see, it survives the momentum tick. Everything looks good, but then you see final frame yellow, and then the next frame you can see that the sled is too far away from these other contact points, and bosh, imminent death will occur if you do not fix this. So the next thing you're going to want to do is actually this same string. It's now been kind of ricocheted and multi-lined and ripped all the way over here. So you're going to want to grab this. So once you've grabbed like these points, and you're also going to want to grab again, these two are very, very close. Now it's the other way around. I believe this and this are both the hands, and the feet is here and here. So you're going to want to grab on the left side, you're going to want to grab, you only actually have to grab this one here, the one that's kind of molded into the other foot. So once you've grabbed that and this string, they're going to do the same thing as the previous frame, go to the momentum tick of the next frame, and then you're going to grab this tail, multi-line it forwards until you get a little bit of blue. It should appear. There it is. Make sure you just barely get it. Then you're going to go and grab this hand. Honestly, I couldn't tell you which one it is. And you're going to multi-line that forwards until it survives. Okay, but you can see it's still dead. So actually what you want to do is, once you see that survives, or even if you don't even really need to look at this one, just look at the next frame. So go back to that same one you just multi-lined, and all you have to do is just keep increasing those multi-lines, and it should live. There you go. Perfect. And that is how you make a Kranuman. Enjoy. Okay, so have fun trying to accomplish this feat. I will actually leave the TRK for this as a template for people, so you can just see how it works. You can play around with it and learn how to make this for yourself. I'll leave a link for the TRK in the description. Hopefully you're able to make this. If not, leave a comment or something below. I'll try and help you as best I can. And thanks. See you in the next video. Bye bye.